Hello dear subscribers, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to attach this beautiful cone to your blouse. Make sure you watch this video to the end for you to benefit fully from this tutorial. Share my video with your friends and loved ones. Let's go straight into the drafting. To get the dimension of your cone, measure from the half length of your client to the full length of the blouse you want to make the cone for. In my own case, it's 9.5. I add half-inch seam allowance to it to make it 10. Now, after getting the measurement, fuse a collar stay or paper stay on the fabric you want to use to make the cone. After doing that, create a motif for your cone. If you understand what I'm trying to say, you can draw a circle, a big circle. Then make sure that each of the 4 squares or the segment of the circles measures the distance of your cone, the distance which is the distance between your half length to the length of your blouse, which is 10 in my own case. Now each of the segments of the circle will measure 10 inches from the center, depending on how voluminous you want your cone to be. In my own case, this is a segment of the circle, which is a square. I extended the segment of the circle. This is from here to here. From here to here is the segment of this circle. So I extended the segment by 3 inches to get the volume I want for my cone. Do the same thing on your own. Then cut out the motif and use it to cut out the number of cones you want on your blouse. So if we should join this now, you can see that it's more than half a circle. So you make it big depending on the dimension you want for your cone. So from this center now, it measures 10 all round. So if you are going to draw a big circle first for your distance, from this place to this place, it will measure a circle measuring 20, dimension 20. Then each of the radius will be 10 inches. The radius is 10 inches now. From here to here is 10 inches, 10 inches, 10 inches, just like that. For the lining, you are going to cut your pattern on your cone on either bridal satin or taffeta. You know it's going to be showing out inside it. So you are going to stitch it. The right side of your fabric must face the lining. Stitch it all round, but make sure you leave 3 inches or 2 inches along the side like this, so that you turn it inside out and iron. After turning it inside out, and after you might have ironed it, then you are going to fold it this way. So now these are my cones. What I'm going to do now before attaching the it to my cloth with this. I'm going to lay down the blouse this way. After laying down the blouse, down my blouse this way, you can measure from the under bust, measure it downward by 2 inches or 1.5 inch, or use your waist to place it. But in my own case, I'm just going to arrange these cones on the half length on the waistline. After arranging it, I will first tack it with pin. Then when I position it, I will mark the positions of the cone. Then I will start tacking with this pin. So now I want to start arranging from this dart line. I'll place it right here. When you are arranging your cone, make sure you are using the base of this cone, the base of the cone, to place the distance. Make sure the base rhymes. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me show you what I mean. Look at it. Look at the base. The base must be equal like this. Make sure you align it at the base for it to be equal. Then make sure it's at the same as at the middle before pinning it. Okay. So we are going to keep using the base as a guide to position it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 10 cones available. I'm going to shape this down a bit. So this is how you are going to just position it. Now I want to mark the spots. I'm going to mark the tip. So now I'm marking the tip. On the cloth, both on the cloth and on the cone, I'm marking the position of the pressing button, where I'm going to put the pressing button. You can stitch it directly. I might decide to stitch it directly on the fabric. You could use any of the method. You could either stitch the cone directly on the spots or stitch a pressing button on both so that it will be removable. So use any of those methods. So now that I'm done for the front, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to position this cone the same way at the back, but before that I'm going to show you how to stitch the pressing button on the cones and on the fabric. So now let's start with the first cone. This is the pressing button. So now it's into two parts. So you are going to stitch this one, stitch it on the cone, the one with this, stitch it to the cone, then stitch it to the cloth. I'm going to stitch it like this, then I'm going to put this one with sort of button, I'm going to put it here and stitch. Sorry. So that's how you are going to stitch it till you stitch it on all positions you want to attach your cone. Can you see? Instead of using this, you can also use velcro. You can use velcro to attach it also. This is a bit stressful, so I just thought I should just show you how to use this. I think I'm going to use velcro for the rest. I might use velcro for the rest because it's stressful. And sorry I could not show you the drafting of the cone in details. I just explained. I'm in a hurry to meet up with deadline. I have to deliver this cloth today. Just thought I should show you. If you have any question about the explanation I made on the drafting of the cone, just let me know, please. Let me know in the comment section. So now look at it. This is what you are going to repeat on all marked places here. So when I'm done with it, I will show you. So mates, I'm actually stitching down the cone. I didn't like the way it's dangling about, so I decided to stitch it down instead of tacking it with that pin. So you could use velcro on your own. You could decide to tack it down, to stitch it down like I'm doing. So I actually don't like the dangling effect, so this is me stitching it down. Mate, after attaching the cone to the blouse, you are just basically going to stitch it. You are going to hand stitch the edges of the cones together so that it will stand, so that it won't be dangling about. So you can see that I've hand stitched it. Can you see it? Can you still see the stitching? So that's how you are going to stitch it round after attaching it. You can see that. Look at it. Let me show you very well. I hope you can see now. So that is just the result. So you are going to connect the cones about in that way all the way around. You may need about 2 yards of fabric for this. I used 2 yards of fabric to make the cone. So that is the result. Thank you very much. If you have any question concerning it, please let me know later in the comment section.